I was just thinking about young people, and sometimes, we have no idea what's going on behind the scenes and what's actually happening in somebody's life. And particularly when we're working with young people that are coming from sort of dysfunctional environments. Do you feel like in the cases of those kind of young people that it's really hard for them to be honest and open, because building a relationship doesn't happen overnight?
No.
And then you talked about you shared some of your own vulnerability. And how easy is it to actually work with those young people, or what are the challenges, to get to the bottom of the problem?
Yeah, I wouldn't say easy, because you have young people that will come in. So if you have young people that's referred to you, okay, they've been referred to you because they may be in trouble or it's a tick box for that organisation, but that young person don't actually want the help. I think, for me personally, to help the young person straight away, they've got to want to change. They've got to want the help. I think the ones that are referred that aren't quite ready to change, they're the hard ones. So you've got to find the similarities. You've got to show them what they can achieve. Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes sense, because it's almost like they're reluctant.
Yeah, very much.
And you have to help them to understand what their potential is. How is that any different to managing an adult within a team? Is it any different?
No, because they've got to want the help. So I was that person that very early on hit that I don't need help. I've got the theory behind me. Yeah, so I keep on going back to this theory. So I was offered help, support and stuff. I'd have my one-to-ones and stuff. Any problems? No. I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? And it took me a long time to learn that actually I did need support in certain areas. I had these weaknesses because I just focused on my strengths. But my strengths were talking to young people, playing sports with young people and that. But my weaknesses were, if I'm honest, was probably supporting my team. Because I thought I was this lone ranger, let's say, trying to save the youth world. And I had a rude awakening that way. I with a colleague where it was through tiredness as well. I snapped and shouted at a residential, and the guilt ate me. This was on a Sunday, and on a Monday I come into my manager and just told her everything. The guilt, I need to apologise to my colleague. It was wrong. And yeah, it was a real horrible place to be. They never isolated me, they never pushed me. I was always part of the team. I pushed myself away because I thought I knew it all. Because I had theory behind, but very quickly I learned, as I said earlier, talking to my manager, that it's about life experience. And I literally, I had to see my colleague to apologise after speaking to my manager. So I literally grasped myself up really to my manager
and that's
for my
quite
actions.
And that's really enlightening, Shaun, because a lot of people wouldn't do that.
The guilt. As soon as I said it, I knew it was wrong. I went home, I spoke to my wife, and she gave me an ear bashing, saying I can't speak to people like that. So I suppose it was very early on in my youth work. So I suppose it was that engineer, man environment, slipped out, maybe. Where I was still trying to find my way there. So I've never had to work in a team before. It was literally, even though we're a group of engineers, we'd have our own department sort of thing that we'd be working on. So maybe that's where I struggled working in a team. Then I snapped, and then very quickly my humanity kicked in. It was like my mum on my shoulder telling me, "What are you doing? You wasn't brought up that way." So
that is really interesting, especially the conscience, having like the final say or the biggest influence. It's interesting because I too have been in lots of situations where I thought I know it because I've got a degree in this, I know all about it. But what I've learned in the last 10 years, Shaun, is I know now what I didn't know 10 years ago. And I know in the next 5 to 10 years, I will know what I don't know right this minute.
of course.
And every day is a learning opportunity. And those uncomfortable and horrible experiences that we go through in life make us who we become. They help to develop. Do you feel like it was like a big turning point for you?
Yeah, it reshaped me. Just how, and then I started judging myself on youth work. I'll come into youth work to help young people. How can I help young people when I've got these demons inside me that I'm trying to detain? And I can't help young people until I've helped myself.
Brilliant. And how did you, like, the process for you personally, what did it involve? Like, how did you help yourself?
I opened up more to my colleagues. Certain colleagues, funny enough, the person I snapped at, I opened up to and seeked their help and guidance. We done training together, a weekend, 2 weekend training, mentoring training, where we really had to look at ourselves. Literally, the first weekend, people would come away crying because they had to deal with their inner demons and release their inner demons and let everyone know what they were. And prior to that, I would not have done that at all. But I was quite open of what I had to deal with and stuff.
Sounds like therapy to me.
It was a weird mentoring training therapy session that went on for like 2 weekends, but the first one was dealing with the subconscious, where we think we've dealt with stuff, what we call the dirty part of the fridge, the bottom part where the rotting fruit and veg is, and then you open up that drawer and all of a sudden you get that smell, that trigger, the smell, the sight, the sound, and you have that trigger of your subconscious.